she came up and was doing that thing where she was like, so what kind of girls are you interested in? And I was like, I know what you're doing. I see
Yeah,
you.
you're
I know what you're
teaching.
doing. And she's talking about like M. Radikowski, and I was talking about Kristen Stewart for like 20 minutes straight. And they're like, hey, that's so great. We love that you love to love women. But let's talk about the people in the villa. And I was like, okay.
Uh, Damn, I
So,
know. I was actually thinking about that. I was like, I feel like a lot of the women, at least in there, like we've all probably experimented with women at some point.
oh yeah.
And to what degree, I don't know, but I feel like women tend to be more open. I was like, I wonder what would happen if someone shook this whole place up and recoupled with a woman.
Well, I asked if I could take Jenny for a chat. Oh, I asked her,
And
but
they
then I kind of chickened out because then I was like, well, if I got in trouble for talking about Kristen Stewart for 20 minutes, I feel like they
they're
would
not.
not love for me to only pursue Genevieve. And it was just like, if I would have been in there for longer, if we would have had a chance to be in there for longer, I think I would have definitely done it. But now that we're on the outside, I think a big thing that holds me back is like knowing that we're literally all spread across the US. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, I don't know. It was a big headache for me. I'm like, I don't want to do long distance.
Yeah.
So
Do you not live here?
I live in LA, but she lives in Philadelphia. I almost said Pennsylvania, something with a P. She lives in
So
Philly.
silly. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I remember Shannon, the whole Shannon stuff. I don't know. I didn't get in the drama. I didn't ask much. I just no one talked about it. By the time you left, I mean, it was hard for anyone to even tell us the reason that you left. So everyone respected you. And
They wouldn't let anybody, they wouldn't even let us say goodbye. And that's where I was like, you know what, I
what?
did what I did. It's fine for me to leave, but it was more like they kind of ambushed me. We were all going out to the pool, and then they were like, "Hey, Leslie, let's talk for a second." And I walked in, and I had already known that they had my dap in and stuff. I gave it to them that morning, and then they were like, "Hey, so you broke the rules, and we're gonna have to ask you to leave, and we need to do this quick." And I was like, "But all my friends, can I not
I'm
say bye?" Like,
shocking. I'm surprised they didn't let you.
yeah, they were like, no, we are yeeting you. I did, in fact, get whiplash from how hard I was yeeted from the villa. So I was like, damn, okay. That was like probably my only complaint about the entire show. Like, I understood going into reality TV that we're probably going to get like bad edits here and there. Conversations are going to be strategically placed. It is what it is. Like, I have enough personality to stand my ground. I am who I am.
Yeah.
Um, but that part, I was like, I just got close with everybody. Now I can't say bye. But I'm excited for all the meetups. I know a lot of people were asking us about New York. So are you going to go to New York?
I'm going, baby. I'm going tomorrow.
I'm so jealous. I talked to Trina this morning and Cash, and they're trying to help me get on the same plan as everybody, but I'm going to be in Baltimore next week
Oh,
on Tuesday. I couldn't go this weekend because I'm house hunting right now. Like, I move on the 1st, so before I even go, I'm going to have to pack up my entire apartment.
yeah, that's a
So
lot.
it was just
That's
really bad timing, but I think you guys are going to Miami right after New York, right?
uh, I'm
Uh, Maybe not directly after, but like maybe a week or two after, and then they're coming to LA. I just hope that nobody comes to LA while I'm in
you're
Baltimore.
gone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. All I know is that I'm going until Tuesday and then I'm going to come back here, but I need to go back to New York. I think I'm going to go on a road trip across the country with my friend back to
That's
New York.
cool.
Yeah, so that's my second one. So we're just trying to plan that out now and like see how it can work. I want to stop in a few cities and I kind of enjoy it. I have a ticket to London for the 4th of September, which I need to push back. So I have these plans, but like everything's kind of just up in the air with me, which
I
I kind
love
of
a
like.
travel, babe. What are you doing in London?
I was just gonna visit friends, and I've never been to London before, so I really wanted to explore.
It's
But
nice.
I like waited to I this is one thing also that's bothering me. I really need to get my vaccination. I
Hmm.
haven't gotten it yet. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll come back. My immune system was so low when I got back, like initially, that I was a little afraid to just go and like get that. And because I didn't want to get super sick and like I know that I have to travel again. So it's the only thing I'm like, oh, like I don't want to catch COVID
Yeah.
again. I was relying on my like natural immunity for a minute, but I need to go get vaxxed. So that's why I'm not going to Europe yet. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah. I love that you're being responsible. Good job.
I just, I wanna be safe and keep everyone else safe and like do my part and whatever. But I'm definitely excited. I might push, I think, just till the end of September.
Yeah. I wanna start traveling and stuff, but I'm like I used to travel a lot and then I've kind of gotten into like my homebody thing. But then after quarantining for 7 weeks for the show, I was like, I got out and I was like, I need to explore and everything. But it's like such bad timing because I'm moving and whatever. But I have some trips planned for
Wow.
like the end of the year. But I'm trying to get on the same schedule as everybody else so that we can all travel as a group because it's going to be so
Yeah.
much fun. People are asking, I see like a lot of questions about drama. People basically asking about me and Shannon. Shannon and I never fought. I know it looked like that, but her and I never had any beef. Nobody that I know of on the show has any beef, like outside of it, other than like
One
the
that I've
two obvious ones. But other than that, it's like, I don't think it's that deep. I feel like we're all going to be okay. So I'm just ready to travel as a group and see everybody, especially because if I have a new house by the time everybody comes back, like I want to have everybody over for dinner or something.
That'd be so
I
fun.
know. I'm excited. It really was like such a great experience. I mean, like crazy, crazy. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of people are asking how to get into reality TV. Were you scouted or did you do the I guess like tryout video?
I no, I just was scouted.
Same.
Yeah, they reached out to me. And like I said, I was literally this close to going last season. They called me and I like when they called me, they wanted me to go, 3 days from then. And I was like, dude, I can't. Like I had a serious job and I was with my family. It was like in the middle of the pandemic. It was really bad timing for me. So they reached out again this year. That's why I was in between companies. I was like, actually, this is pretty good timing. So I went and I am so grateful for the experience.
Yeah, no, it's so much fun. I'm glad I did it. I mean, it was sad to leave, but at the same time, like the days are so controlled because like it has to have a bit of a schedule to it or else like we're just going to be all over the place. And like, the whole quarantine thing was already a lot for me. I've never sat so still in my life. I mean,
Oh,
people are asking about like COVID and stuff in it. Guys, we had to be alone. We only had one chaperone take care of us the entire time. We were alone in our rooms. Even what's it called? The hotel maids couldn't come in. They would just drop sheets off for us at the door. If we needed cleaning supplies, they would bring it to us. We got COVID tested every other morning at like 6:30, 7 a.m.,
you know,
including in the villa. So they made sure we were very safe.
yeah. And we aren't supposed to know who's going in. So we had to be on
Yeah.
times like we couldn't see anyone else in passing. 'Cause it's a surprise, And I get that. I'm actually glad they didn't because like I wouldn't have wanted to see everyone who was going in. And like, what if you knew someone? So I do like the element of surprise there, but it was definitely very like, it was a very solo month or so. And I kind of liked it. I kind of like disconnecting from social media and my phone. And like, I was reading a lot. I was watching like all these shows that I never always wanted to see, never did. And journaling. Like, I don't know. I felt like it was a very introspective time. I really enjoyed it. It was hard though, but like in retrospect, I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, no. I I'm like kind of working on doing another show right now, but it's definitely not a dating show. And it's just like friends hit me up. I didn't like reach out for this. It's not like a reality show that's already active or anything. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that Love Island lets me do it because we are in contract to where we
Oh yeah, we're
can't
in.
do another show unless like we run it through them. Obviously, it can't be like another dating show, like a competing one. That's just how it
Yeah.
works. But this one's not. This one's like a content house, and I can't say who's going to be in it and stuff, but it's going to be like a country content house. So I'm really excited for that. So
Fun.
I'm like, I hope that that one goes through. I hope I get cast for it because my content doesn't really say country, but I feel like if you talk to me and like the things that I do could be very country. So I don't know. I'm like, I'm glad that this was like, gave me a little insight on it. Like for this next show I'm going to do, definitely not going to bring a dab pen or I'll just be sneakier about it. So yeah, somebody in here was saying that I was trying to hide from that. I'm not hiding from it. It's not my fault that you were late to this live and you missed me talking about it. So,
Ooh.
ooh, goodness. Okay, guys, should we read a few questions on here? You do look like Tori Kelly.
Dude, I don't know how to take that one.
Why? She's hot.
Is,
I
is
think
she?
they just, whenever people say that you look like somebody, it's not saying that you look like them to a T. It could just be like the shape and color and style of your hair with
I think
like
that's
your face
I
shape.
think that's a big part of it because I was getting like Jessica Simpson. I was getting all sorts of stuff, and I was like, kinda.
They want you to talk about Charlie. Guys, they're chilling.
We're just getting to know each other more and figuring everything out. Um, we we just had some ups and downs, and like we got to figure out what the outside looks like for us.
That's so cute. Where does he live?
He lives in San Diego, so he's pretty close.
Oh, that's not far. That's
Yeah,
good.
I think that's one
I
of the
mean,
only reasons, like it's, well, not one of the only, but it's like it's a pretty short drive, so that's
yeah.
nice.
I feel like they just kind of pluck us from all over the place and then they're like, okay, fall in love.
Yeah,
Just so on the outside you can have more problems.
I know.
So,
Figure it out. Let's see what else they're saying. There's a question button. Why
oh
did you
yeah.
thoughts on the
I,
potential? Oh my God. Um, do you think you have a job as an influencer? Why did you leave? Teach us.
um,
Oh, are the body positive questions annoying or condescending? So, actually, this is something that I did want to talk about because the press was saying I was plus size. I'm actually not plus size. And I way at all. I just don't want to like let anyone down either. I don't know.
yeah.
It's like it's one of those hard things to address for me because um the media was portraying me as like, they were like, oh, former plus size Playboy model, blah 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 blah. But I just am, on the curvier side.
Yeah.
So
I think maybe just because you are curvier, that it's an opportunity for you to, because your body is very different than mine. I mean,
yeah,
I'm itty
and
bitty. I've been the same size since the seventh grade, and so I think it was just like for them, you being the different body type, it's just kind of like it's giving you this platform for other girls with your same body
and
type, you know?
proud to be that voice because it was, it is a little daunting going into an experience having like with the knowledge that everyone is like a size 0 or 2 and being like significantly curvier than the other girls and like the amount of positive, you know, like the positive reaction I've gotten from it is so like heartwarming and amazing because I dealt with like body dysmorphia and eating disorders for many years, especially with modeling and stuff. And
Yeah.
I told everyone I'd post like a photo of what I looked like when I was severely underweight. Like it doesn't even look like me. I'm not the same person. And I've come such a long way. And like I'm so glad that they let me talk about that on the
Yeah.
show. Even though it wasn't aired on a regular episode, which I was definitely a little bummed about because I feel like that could have been a really nice thing for all the girls or people in general to see. Um, you know, kind of on the mainstream show.
Yeah.
Like on like what I don't even know, it was like a Paramount Plus feature.
Yeah.
But I really wish that they, would kind of start opening up the show to more body types and have more diversity in that way because it's nice to see people of all shapes and sizes. And I don't know, it's just that I was,
That's facts. I will say that, like, because of the type of guys that they bring on, that was a big reason why I couldn't, like, really vibe. Like, I love the guys, I think they're great, but on a mental level, Cinco was the only person that I could really click with, if that makes
right.
sense. And it's not
Yeah,
to call the guys like vain or anything like that, but I'm just into, like, I'm more spiritual, and like I'm totally that bitch that carries crystals in my purse, and like
yeah,
like I
yeah.
just like people that are a little bit more out there and a little weird, because I'm weird. And
I
so
know I
whenever
like,
you only bring on these jock type of guys, because typically the guys that are like more cut and have abs, like 90% of them are trainers coming into the show. I'm like, it's not really open to all these different open minds, you know? It's kind of putting the
yeah,
guys in one specific thing. And I'm somebody that's dated all different types of body types. You know, I've dated trans men and trans to women, and I've gone on dates with them. And I'm somebody that's very open. And so
but
I feel like the only other person out of the guys that was kind of like on the same wavelength as me might have been Christian, but I wasn't around him enough to be able to make that connection, you know? And I will say that I wish that they would, you know, make the show a little less vain, because we had very deep conversations. I think all of us did. And I'm so glad that yours got aired on Paramount Plus. But Genevieve and I were made to look like we were only there for social media, but we opened up about very deep things. I opened up about
right,
abusive relationships, the fact that I used to be a dancer and had a drug addiction. You know, she
right,
talked about the issues that she has with her father and addiction, and like we talked about very deep things. Like, we really opened up to the girls. I really opened up to Cinco and Corey. And so it was kind of a slap in the face whenever I got off and found out that they tried to portray me as this girl that only cares about social media, just because of the one day that I tried to take pictures in the bikini that they bought for me and dressed me in.
yeah,
And so that's where it's like,
yeah,
you didn't have to do that. You know, like, yes, I do have social media, but that is 1000% not all that I talk about. So,
yeah.
I mean,
Like, there's
I
a
just
lot
feel
more depth
like
to
that's where I
it.
try to fight for everybody, and just
Yeah,
say that, like, we are much deeper than what the show portrays us to be. But I mean, I'm glad that, you know, it might be a bit of a shock for you, because like you're not a plus size model, but I
I
think
don't,
that it's a very
I mean,
beautiful opportunity.
yeah, it didn't
What is
bother
it?
me at all. It didn't bother me at
Yeah.
all for people to say that, I was like, I'm just glad to represent like someone of a fuller figure, like in general, and like hopefully they can get, girls of literally all shapes and sizes on there moving
Hmm.
forward. I mean, that would be like amazing. Um, Unfortunately, we don't cast these shows, and I think they do a great job with casting. And I mean, we're all amazing women and men, and but hopefully it's just moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes I cast these shows based off of personalities and vanity, just
Yeah,
because like it's more fun for people to watch, I guess.
yeah,
But I feel like they could definitely take a risk and open it more. Like, just make it like, okay, like, we're gonna bring in all different kinds of people, instead of just like the type of people that just, you know, the societal beauty standard, you know?
yeah.
And just like, I don't know, I feel like it's hotter to
I
me, just because I'm so much more open. Like, I would actually love to see bisexual men on there. You know, does that like that turns me on? I don't care. I have like a
I'm
little
I'm also
fetish for that.
I'm also a very open person. I'd like to, like, I just saw someone in the comments who said, like, invite more dad bods. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, let's throw a bunch of different types of people in there and see what happens. But, there were literally so many people casted for this too that we didn't even get the chance to meet.
Yeah.
Um, and, who knows what they, had in store. But it's very interesting. Everything's like a chess game, just trying to fit everyone together, make sure people vibe, and, put the
It
right pieces.
really is hard, because so many people come out and they don't realize that after the first 2 weeks of quarantine, a big group of people get sent home and don't even come on to the show. So they
Yeah.
are trying to fit our personalities in there together. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody on the back end trying to put those personalities that might clash together in there as well, because they want to make it a bit interesting. But, you
Yeah.
know,
there's just so much that goes into it, and I respect the hell out of all the producers and like everyone involved in the process. I think they did a really good job overall, and I'm just grateful for the experience.
It was great. I mean, now it's just like thinking about how we're all going to be outside of that environment without that pressure. Like, nobody's going to be fighting. There's not going to be like, the challenges where it pins us all against each other. It's not going to be like that. And so it's just like, I feel like everybody's going to simmer down after the show. Whoever has a little bit of beef, it's going to be in the past, and we're just going to have fun. So,
Yeah, for sure. Oh, well, let's see if there's anything else. I do have to go to a meeting soon.
you
But
look
let's
good. Guys, I might stay on here by myself and answer some questions, so y'all don't head out just yet if y'all want to ask some personal things. So,
yeah, so maybe we can. I don't see anything necessarily for me. Do
yeah.
you?
Let me see if there's any like little group questions.
So many.
I feel like it's all things that we've already covered, but I'll like cover a couple of the tedious ones, like why I left, about New York and things like that. But these all look like questions that we've already seen.
Well, it was so nice to meet you. We have to hang out in real life.
Very down. Guys, this was our first time having like a real conversation.
We've
We
literally,
just kind of like chatted and set this up.
yeah. So I'm really glad that this happened, and thank you all for listening. And yeah, we should definitely get together in real life and maybe do this again.
Yay! Okay, girl.
All
Bye.
right.